Hi pre-algebra students! This introduction video is going to be about how we represent stories with inequalities. Just like the last video, I want to start with what we already have learned, which is writing equations from stories, and then show you how what we're doing today is similar. The story we're going to be looking at is a bathtub starts with 24 gallons of water, and 4 gallons of water is emptied out each minute. Write an equation we can use to find how long it takes for the bathtub to have 8 gallons of water. I encourage you to pause the video and try this since this is some old material we've already learned about. That equation is going to be, since it starts with 24 gallons of water, we're going to start our equation with 24. We are told 4 gallons of water empty each minute. Because of that word emptied, I know I am subtracting. I'm subtracting 4 gallons of water, but I don't know how many minutes. I just know each minute we're losing some gallons. So I'd be multiplying the 4 gallons of water times, I'm going to use M to represent the number of minutes. The number of minutes the bathtub is emptied. And then finally, it says to write an equation for how long it takes for the bathtub to have 8 gallons of water. So I'm going to finish it by saying we're looking for when that bathtub equals 8 gallons. This is what we've already learned, is equations like this. What we're doing today with inequalities is super similar. Instead of getting a question like this, write an equation we could use to find how long it takes for the bathtub to have 8 gallons of water, we might see a question like this one. Write an inequality we can use to find how long it takes for the bathtub to have less than 8 gallons of water. I underlined the two parts where the question's different. Instead of an equation, we're asked to write an inequality. Knowing that vocabulary is important, because if I see write an inequality, I know I'm not writing an equation. I'm writing something that has one of these symbols in it. And we're looking for an inequality to describe when the bathtub has less than 8 gallons of water. And so if I want it to have less than 8 gallons, it's going to look really similar to what we did before. I can even copy this if I want. I feel like I'm about to copy everything. Never mind. It's going to start with 24 gallons. We're still emptying 4 gallons every minute, and so I still need that variable m to represent my number of minutes. All of that's the same. The only difference is because we want less than 8 gallons of water, I'm going to say less than 8. So the only difference today is instead of using this equal sign, we're going to be using inequality signs, which means paying attention to words like this are going to be really important. Just like with equations, the second question is actually asking us to solve it. It wants us to know how long does it take. So I want to find the number of minutes. That is what we learned yesterday, is how to solve inequalities like these. Can you go ahead, pause the video, and try solving this inequality yourself using what you learned yesterday? Okay. For this one here, I always start with my constant. My constant is 24. I need to subtract 24 because that is a positive 24. And so I get negative 4m is less than 8 minus 24. That's negative, because I subtract a bigger number, negative 16. My final step, this is multiplication, so I need division. I need to divide both sides by negative 4. And then using what I learned yesterday, I just divided by a negative number, so I know my inequality sign changes. It changes from less than to greater than. So m is greater than negative 16 divided by negative 4 is positive 4. How long does it take? We can say more than 4 minutes. More than 4 minutes, after 4 minutes, the number of minutes is greater than 4. Lots of different ways you can say that last part. And so these are the type of stories we're looking at. We'd spent a lot of time practicing writing equations, and part of that's because knowing that's really important, but also it's super helpful for what we're doing today.